Hey you, welcome to Level Up. This is where Calm Chase gets real. From self growth to career moves to making the workplace work for you. We decode what they don't teach in classrooms. So, today on the episode, I have the man himself with me, the one and only Dheeraj, who started Calm Chase, who's the idea behind Calm Chase. And today we're going to talk about everything that has happened so far, that is going to happen in the future, and we're going to have a conversation with him where he lets us know his idea and we'll get inside the brain behind countries. So, Dheeraj, welcome to Level Up.
Thank you for the
We,
great welcome. Uh, I hope everything is going good in India.
yes, we're waiting for you to be back here and take this mission
Amazing.
forward. But to start off with, Dheeraj, we just want to have an introduction who you are, how you reached Canada, what were you like when you were back here in India, what is the idea behind Kamchase. Please take your time and help us go through that.
Okay, great. So I'm Dheeraj Salgotra. Um, just to give you a brief background about what I've been doing since the last few years. 2020 was the year when I got recommended for Indian Air Force, just after I completed my Bachelor's of Engineering from Pune University. After that, I got recommended. I was very happy to get recommended, obviously, into Air Force as a pilot, and then getting medically out. That was the like stoppage to the dreams all of a sudden. And then from there, the journey started going into a turn where even I didn't know where it is going, right? So right after that, I did 1 year of marketing, digital marketing, just to explore that area as well. And after that, I applied for Canada. In between, I kept coaching a lot of students, a lot of friends, like not from coaching point of view, but from friendship point of view, and in order to help the youth of our India. And then somewhere I thought this is something I really like doing, and started getting results as well. So that was a start where we started going through that phase where we are guiding a lot of students for their defense uh, preparation especially. And from there, I plan to do project management. So I opted for diploma in project management from one of the Canadian colleges, and that was mainly because I wanted to, it is more about leadership, how you are able to lead a project. And being an entrepreneur, it is very important to lead multiple projects at the same time. So I always had that in my mind that I wanted to start something of my own, and that is where I think Kamche's idea came on its own. I had no idea that I would be ever starting something like this. But when I got here, just to give you a brief, the idea where it started from, right? So September 2023 was the year, was the month when I was here in Canada. I started my diploma studies. After 3 months or so, I realized that, I can do much more, do something on the side so that, I'm occupied as well, and then I'm professionally as well working, right? So that is where when these NDA students, they get their December term break, right? So in December, after 6 months of hard work, every 6 months they get some break. And in at that moment, I had a few students who were talking to me, and that was like a very good feeling because they were training in India and they got trained by me. And I think that communication with them, that sparked that that fire in me, that it's such a great feeling to lead somebody to success and then they reaching out to you on their own because they value your time so much and they value your importance as well, right? And that is where I thought that let's start something, and this is what is giving me some kind of happiness as well, right? Because seeing people happy, seeing people successful in their lives, and you having a big role in that, I think that is an amazing feeling. So that is where we started. Like I thought of creating a platform where we are not only guiding the defense aspirants for the preparation, but also a common platform where everybody is coming and preparing for their personality, right? And I think that is the need of the hour. We are mostly going for the exam, for the test preparation, but we are somewhere missing out on what we are and how we develop ourselves, right? So just want to create a global movement. Firstly, obviously, focusing on India to create that movement that we need to focus, we need to keep ourselves as a priority before we move on to the test exams. That comes later on. And I think that is where a lot of people they miss out. And Kamchis is basically helping people to work on themselves and to work on what they are in real, right? Self introspect and find their shortcomings and just keep working. I think these three things, if you do it in loop, you are going to get better and obviously success on the way.
Mm.
So that
Yeah,
was a brief background about everything, how we started.
I think a well said introduction about you, where you come from, a well said thing about what calm chase is and what we are actually aiming for. But I have a couple of follow up questions on the introduction that you gave. So, one, it be don't mind me if I'm getting a little personal, but you mentioned 2020 was the year when you got recommended, and there was a challenge that you faced for not, there was medically, you were declared medically unfit and you were not able to join. How was that moment for you? What did you learn? I'm pretty sure there would be some learnings from that moment, right? And we are seeing this as a practical example, that is countries, that's the learning that now you've taken from that
Right.
and passing it on. So just if you can take us through that year or that month when you got to know that you've been recommended, but you've been declared medically unfit. How did you cope up? How did you move on? So something on that senses, I think I'm pretty sure the listeners are going to get inspired and motivated if you tell us something about that.
Okay, that is a great question, and I think a lot of people we face rejections in our life,
Mm.
right? And what I feel, success and rejections, they are part of your success life, right? Of your whole life. So even if you are rejected, it is still a win for you, right? So what I understand by anything, by any achievement or any rejection, is that you are learning something with everything, and it is adding on to your experience of your whole life. If you consider your life and you consider that particular event in your life, I think that adds up on your learning list, right? And somewhere you don't understand that it is helping you out, but subconsciously your mind is bringing getting so confident and so better that your conscious mind doesn't realize that. And to support that, I always go by one saying, in like particularly in my life, uh, like very common saying. It is like Amor Fati. I don't know if you have heard about it.
Not
So
really.
Amor Fati means that go by the fate, the love of fate, right? So more of everything is written, right, already, and whatever happens happens for a reason. You can give your all 100%, give your everything, and still whatever is in the fate that would happen. And I think you gotta enjoy whatever is happening with all the happiness and the zeal in you, right, for the further life. And at the same time, I understand that I believe as well that there are a million opportunities in your life. It's just not one thing. And rather than looking in the past, let's move and look in the forward future, right?
Mm.
I think these thinkings and these thoughts really helped me to move on really easily. And it was never in my mind that, oh, like ever nothing like depression, nothing like stress. It was all a happy feeling because I knew I did what I had to, and it was all on the fate then, right? And what are the chances that you are medically out, and the medically out, whatever the reason is, it is not curable, right? So based on all these factors, I understand. I thought that why not, let's move on to better opportunities. Maybe life has something better than this, right? I know it's easier to say, but it is how it is, right?
Yeah.
Not always what you think that is going to happen. So I think we should be, as humans, also we should be ready for any outcome, right? Because you never know. So that was pretty much easy for me to move on, and I think looking forward to better opportunities. As I feel, even if you fail one thing, it's not the end of the world. So that was pretty easy.
That's very, very nice and I think inspiring to hear because it's also said, right, wherever you put a lot of efforts, and if you put those efforts, if there is a fruit, it will come to you, right, whenever it has to. So I'm pretty sure, I think in a sense of calm chase, it has come back to you and it will keep coming back to you for sure.
Absolutely, yes.
So, yes, okay. So I'm going to just ask you like one question that can get me started on calm chase is why the name, what do you resonate with calm chase, the name calm chase with?
Okay, so this is a very interesting story. Like I said, in the month of December, we thought of creating a platform. Like I individually thought of creating a platform, and then I think in the month of January or February, I think it was January, where we had to select a name, and I always knew that we had to come up with a name that resonates with the purpose that we are fulfilling as a platform. And it was always in my mind that I have to keep a company's name or whatever the platform name, it has to start with C, right? Now, the reason behind that is there's a lot of importance of C in our life, right? For example, let me just give you an example for that, right? What is the ultimate thing that is helping you getting success, or after success, what is it helping you building? Confidence. I think confidence, you can
Yeah.
break anything, whatever you see in your whole life, confidence is something that is going to help you out. What are other soft skills or other skills that is really, whenever you meet a person, let's say you meet a random person, how are you able to judge that person, right? Not consciously, but subconsciously. Communication starts with C. Charming, whether he's a charming personality or not, starts with C. Creativity, that is something like being creative, starts with C. Especially for there's a word known as countenance. Countenance is an English word that means how your expressions are, right? When you're talking to somebody, how your facial expressions are. And I believe that is one of the major element of your personality as well, right? Because whenever imagine you meeting a new person and they're like sitting dull, facing down, right, downwards, right? Um, and not feeling energetic at all, right? So those facial expressions are again more of facial expressions I related with body language, right? What else? So there are a lot of these such C words. I actually made a list of it, and it's like more than 20, 30 C's that you can actually implement in your life, and then you're all sorted, right? So that is where we thought of, like, I personally thought of that it has to start with C, right? And to hook the audience, I think it is recommended that you start the second word also with the same letter, so it remains in the mind for a long time. That is where we started this. One more quality, obviously, I forgot that. That is calmness, right? Being calmness, composed. Um, I
Consistent.
think that the combination of both, that is going to be like killer for you, right?
Yeah.
So that is where calm word came. I think calm, I personally resonate as well with that word calm because I'm very calm in a lot of situations. My name meaning is only patience.
Yeah.
So I think that comes with calmness as well. So being calm, being composed at difficult, challenging situations as well. And ultimately, what we were helping people was chasing their goals, right? Helping them get success in their lives. Particularly not only for defense, but otherwise also we wanted to grow in other fields as well. And that is where we came up with the name Calm Chase. It got a little bit of discussions and a lot of brainstorming on the word. But I discussed the name with Santosh, the co-founder, and we both were like, yeah, this is something that let's build on this now. We have understood the name and we checked we had the domain and everything as well. So that was amazing. And then we came up with a tagline as well that explains what calm chase is, right? So that was like chase your goals with calmness, right? That is how easy we want to make uh, preparing for interviews, preparing for your SHB, preparing for your personality or any issues that you're particularly like having based on your careers. Everything under calm chase, we are going to help you out, right? So that was how the name started for us.
And I think it really resonates with what you want to do, what you want to achieve, and like where you want to go with calmness
Right.
and while chasing the goals as well. Chasing your own goals and helping people chase their own. Great. I think
Correct.
now I want to get to the current scenario of what's happening at Calm Chase. What kind of programs? Is there something new that's coming up? What has gone by where you've had programs run? stopped, focused on new programs, and what are you seeing in the future?
Okay, so since let me take you through the journey, what we have been doing since the very start. So the time we started, we came up. So I was personally helping a lot of NDA students preparing for their SSB, and that is where I started feeling it's more importantly that not only just the SSB test or the SSB point of view preparation, but it is very important and imperative for the students to understand that it is not just the test. Uh, you are preparing like 1 or 1.5 months before your SSB, and it is your test of personality. Like nobody can change their personality in 1 or 1.5 or 2 months also, let's say. It takes a considerable amount of time where you have to prepare, like prepare very consciously. Another C word I forgot was consistency.
Mhm.
And I think that is also one of the major part of your preparation. Consistency, right? So that consistency doesn't come in like you can be consistent for 2 months, but imagine you keeping the same consistency for an year, or let's say for 7 months, 8 months, right? For a longer duration. The longer you have kept that consistency, I think the better you are becoming every day, right? So the shorter period you give yourself, I think you're preparing yourself, but not that perfectly, right? And at Kamches, I always suggest, or I always keep telling my students or our students that it is not about being good. We are not here to be good people. We are here to become excellent, right? And that is what my primary focus is. That seek excellence. Don't go for don't just think that we are going to be good people or we are going to be average. We are not chasing the common man thoughts or common man personality, right? What we want to become is excellent personalities, and then getting selected is one of the easier thing to do. Like it's a cakewalk, right? That how easy we want to make at Kamches. So further to support what I was answering, that what we will be doing at Kamches is more of focusing on your consistency. That is the point where we started with the program. I think our first program was a 90-day program because we thought that 30 is not enough. 45 is also not enough. You need at least 3 months of consistency to get into the habits, to get into those activities on a regular basis. So it develops you at the end, right? And one of the major concerns was that I was in Canada and my audience was in India. So to have that personal connect, that was challenging initially because we were an online platform initially, and we still are an online platform. But we also realized that we need to switch to offline as well because it is more of personal connect with the students as well. So that is where we had conducted that program. That was a success. We had a lot of students. One amazing initiative that we came up with in that program was the finding the leader within. So that was named like that. And that was majorly, to promote the leadership activities in individuals. Whatever people, how many ever people we had, they all had a task to conduct a leadership activity where they are taking initiative. And we had great outcomes. One of them is Sevak Sihadriche, that is, helping, like covering all the forts in Maharashtra and cleaning them. That raised from that one program where we started the finding the leader within initiative. And I would love to mention Shreyas Patil. He's been doing amazing. He's got a big community, and I'm very proud to say that it is even more bigger than us, right? So that community going and helping and doing those social tasks, cleaning the forts, keeping the heritage of Maharashtra very clean, of India as well. So that was one thing that really stood out, and we as a platform are also proud of it. There were other initiatives as well, but taken for a shorter duration. This is something that is ongoing now, and it's been a year now. So after that, my SSB batches were also going on. It depends on when the NDA results are out. So twice a year they were also running. We kept getting good results. I think last year we got more than around 15 recommendations. So I think that's a great number for us, for a company that is, for a platform that is just starting. So that was one thing, and making it possible online. So that is the biggest challenge, right? And making that possible online, that was a brilliant outcome for us. Then we kept doing some events in colleges as well. We did a hackathon event in Bhopal, where our main audience was to get the audience know about what Kamchis is, and there we were able to gather around 400 to 500 students in one event. That was a very successful event, and it also tells us that we are not just efficient in personality development, but also in tech part, right? The technology part, which is the need, and I think which has a lot of scope in coming future as well. Before that, we had, in order to keep the activities very organized, we introduced the concept of clubs, like we used to have in schools, right? So we introduced that because what we understand as a platform is we need to have certain activities that should be regular in your life. One of them is reading. I think if you are somebody who reads, you are the one of the you are one of the strongest person in the whole world, right? And that is with mobile phones coming in, that is reducing a lot. So I think if you can give more time to reading, and that is where we introduced reading club. Adventure club, again the same thing. People are not going out, not spending time with the nature. Adventure club is more of going out, doing something challenging at the same time, which is different than what you're doing sitting at home on your PC or mobile phones, right? And then the tech club. So tech club is another area to focus upon, because that is the need of the hour, and I think everybody needs it, right? And if you have that skill, I think you can excel in at any point, even if you join armed forces after that, or you're joining any corporate. Even if it is for HR, let's say, you have to have technical skills in your resume, right? So tech club is majorly for that. And then the other one was social club, to do some social activities, help people around at least a month, once a month, if we are able to do that. So we introduced those, and then we started building upon those, kept doing regular activities, kept introducing a lot of students to the community. We are like more than 500 students in our community now, and even in all the clubs we have like different set of people as well. So that is where I think the summary of the last year, what majorly we did as a platform. And then moving on to this year, we started with our SSB sessions, right? We are working on 25 students right now, and I'm very pretty much sure that we'll get results out of that also. Um, One is that, and then moving on to what we are planning to do this year, that is majorly, like I mentioned, um, getting rid of the mobile phones that we have. I think that is the biggest ever distraction in our lives. Um, I think that is killing our creativity, first of all. And that C, which is creativity, is very, very important in our success in our life, right? And it decides what we are going to do. And in order to fight that, we are planning to come up with a program. I would not mention it as a program, because it's not like a traditional program that teacher comes, they teach, not like that. More of a challenge that we are doing as a cult or as a group, right? What we are planning to do is staying in a space which is majorly and completely solely focused on your development, right? Your personal development. And this is going to be a place where, let's say, a group of 8 to 10 students staying with me as a mentor, and it is more of get like no phones. So basically, you are out of that digital environment. Um, Focusing on few important activities which are very important, which, like I mentioned, first of all, the reading part. Need to start reading, need to start working out, need to keep like good care of your physical health as well. Another thing is to focus on a hobby or a skill that is going to help you, or that interests you, right? Something that interests you. Let it be sketching, art, maybe it's music, right? If you want to learn something in music, if you want to have some other skill, let's say somebody wants to do knitting, somebody wants to do crocheting. So all these activities, where are they going? Like traditionally, a lot of people used to do that, but now we don't get free time. Like we quote it as free time, but all of our free time is going on our phones. So utilizing that free time for our own self, whether it is for 7 days or for 10 days, it does not matter, but you need to get out of that zone so you realize it, right? And most major part is to focus on what your career goal is. Let's say you have a career goal of clearing, of getting into a corporate, let's say Google or Microsoft. So in that, so what we have come up with is either 7 days or 21 days. I think 21 days is the apt amount of time to keep the consistency, and 7 days is if you're not available, but 7 days would be just enough time to realize that, right? And that is where they will be focusing on that goal that they have. They'll be, you know, it's more of starting a new life, right? Understanding that what you were doing wrong, and then starting completely a different life with a lot of understanding and learning, and a lot of hope as well, right? And what we believe is there's nothing that we as a human are unable to achieve, right? And that is where we want to instill that factor in all of our individuals who will be joining us. So it's more of personal development, and it's more of getting rid of your phones and focusing on your own self and doing activities which are really helpful to you, and in a longer run helps you to bring success in your life, right? So that is digital detox challenge that we are coming up with. We'll be starting July, the month of July, and let's see how we go from there. But yes,
I
that was a brief overview of what we are planning to go with.
I really appreciate the name. It has come out as Digital Detox Challenge because we want to see how many people are ready to take on that challenge because not a lot of people can stay without their phones, right? And that's what exactly Kamchase is aiming to do. But I had this question to you on this particular program because I understand that you've created this program for the people who want the students to be away from phones a little bit, have their own space, have their own time. But there must be something, and you did mention about creativity as well, right? Because of the phones, you're losing out on the creativity aspect. But what inspired you to come up with a program such as Digital Detox? Because I don't think in this era of technology, AI coming in, people having so much of like even young children, I would say, like children aged 5, 6, they don't eat without their phones if they're not seeing the video. In this era of technology, full of technology, how did you or what inspired you to come up with a program called Digital Detox?
Okay. What inspired me is more of I like we all know the word Gurukul system, right? I think that is where the idea initially originated from as well. Because if you look at those systems that were traditional systems, there were no phones, obviously, but they were very focused on what they have to achieve, right? For example, if you take in reference from Ramayana, right? Uh, Shri Ram and Lakshman and Bharat and the fourth brother, I think Shatrughan, right? So they four they went to Gurukul, they learned some particular skill, and they went to learn there, right? And over a course of a few years, they were able to become the best in that, because the main reason is they were focused only on one area, right? They were focused on that area. Their goal was certain in their mind. Their mindset was strong. They knew what they had to do, and they actually end up becoming one of the greatest warriors, right? So I think it is more of staying in a system which is keeping you focused in your life. Now, if I look at my phone, I look for 15, 20 minutes. I'm looking at 10, 20 different things at the same time. I think somewhere it is losing my focus as well, diverting me from what I need to really achieve, right? And that is where I feel distraction is a word that a lot of people use, but that distraction is exactly losing your focus, right? It is not about conscious focus. We all can say, right? No, no, I'm very adamant and I know what I have to do. I understand. But subconsciously, somewhere that is killing your focus. And it is not that I don't understand that, because I've been also glued to my phone all the time, right? And that is how everything is going on. And if I understand that is important, I think my students, especially, they should also understand. They should also get to realize that it is not really important, right? To fight that, we would definitely be needing some kind of digital things to, learn or something. So that is where we need to have like what we have planned is to keep systems, right? Let's say computer have particular timely sessions, let's say 15 minutes, 30 minutes, where you are actually going and just focusing on what you have to do. And other than that, you are out of that digital world, right? And the idea why it came is because we spend a lot of time, and problem is what we are not even realizing it. You switch on your phone and 30 minutes are gone, right? um, I think one more thing that has taught me really well is the life in Canada, right? Especially as a student. Over here, like we have to value time a lot. So even if I use my phone, I'm I value it. Like I understand, oh, 30 minutes are gone. And if I do some, if I go for a walk here in the nature or something, 30 minutes seems like a lot, and I could have done a lot in 30 minutes. I just did scrolling in my phone, right? I could have gone for a 5 kilometer run easily and come back as well in those 30 minutes. I think that value of time is also dropping with the digital things coming in. You will not even realize, and you start work at 9 o'clock, and it's all of a sudden it's lunchtime, right? And all of those hours are gone. Like, we all resonate with that, and that is where I think if you go out, go on a mountain, sit for 5 minutes. Your 5 minutes will feel like you sat for like 1 hour, right? That is the power of nature, I believe, and that is where I think a lot of us we are missing out on that fun in our life. And I was reading one of the books, and in that book I read that what is life in life, what is your purpose? And I think I came up with the best solution for that. You have a short life. You have to come up with as many experience as possible, right? So if you're having the same experience scrolling the phone every day, every hour, you are killing the time of your short life and not having it, introduced to new activities. Why don't I go, let's say I cook something, I go bake something, right? So I think in this short period of life, our purpose is to do as many activities, as many new experiences as possible. And that is where I feel our audience mostly they want to join the forces. It's not more about getting into the phones and doing things. It's more of adventure, right? You go out every day is a different day for you, right? For us, it is more of every day being a similar day. So why not make it a life where we are doing very unique things every single day? At the end of, let's say, when you have kids or some, when you after 20 years you see your life, you will be like, oh, I did so many things in my life, right?
That's true.
And you're not saying that, oh, I missed out on this. I
No
wish I could
regrets.
have done that, right? So giving as many as possible experiences, I think that is another aspect to look at from digital detox. You get away from your phone, you get introduced a bunch of new activities, and just within 7 days it will feel like you did 30 days worth activities, or maybe somebody working in corporate like 1 year worth of activities, because you're so
True.
stuck in your corporate that you miss out on it, right? So I believe these areas important for our audience to realize, and we will make them realize. And that is where I personally believe it is not just a program or a challenge that we are running. It's more of a global movement that we want to create, especially first of all in India, and then taking it bigger from there.
Now that you talk about all of this, I also realize myself that I have timer limits set on all of these social media apps that I have, but they are never followed. It's always ignore
Correct.
for today, ignore for 15 more minutes.
Right.
So as you say, this all of this resonates with me. So I mean, to get to this and close the discussion on the digital detox program, which I feel is the need of the hour as of now. What is one thing that you want to suggest to the listener so that they can apply it, have an early habit system or routine in their day-to-day life? What's something that you recommend?
I think like what you want to take away from whatever you are living right now is you got to enjoy your life as much as possible, right? I know that being on phone is an enjoyment, but that is a very short-term enjoyment that will not stay for long, and it is not productive as such, right? So what I would suggest the audience is get out, get out of your zone. Don't stay in the comfort. I think the phones are comfort as well, right? Another C, but not really good for us, right? So staying in comfort, not letting us grow, not letting us, understand what we can do more, right? I might have a skill somewhere where I'm missing out, right? I might be good in, let's say, could be a very basic activity, maybe sketching, but I never did since second grade. I didn't do it really. Maybe I start doing it and I start loving it, right? And that is where I think we are not doing that. We don't, and that is not our problem as well. We don't get those opportunities, right? Now, how a common man thinks is go with the flow, whatever is going on, let's go. But longer run may that will never help us out because we will miss out on a lot of things. So one major thing is to focus on yourself. I think get new experiences, get out of your comfort zone. Let's wake up early or sleep late, but go out, right? Go out on adventure activities, go out on skillful things, right? Go for some skill learning or something like that. Uh, Go out, play some sports every day, right? That is another area that we all miss out. We all love playing sports, like most of us, but the reason we have is we don't have time, right? Um, like I personally, I feel that, so just last year I went on playing tennis in one of the courts here. I went and I saw the time as like it was only 30 minutes and I already played a lot. And that was a great experience.
Yes.
And at the same time, I felt like I didn't even kill my time much, just 30 minutes. And I did a brilliant activity that helped not only helped my experiences, but also my health, right? And also my inner peace as well. So try new activities, go out, introduce yourself with as many new things as possible, and build that resume that you're building, not just based on your skills, tech skills, or whatever you add on resume, but add on the experiences, right? At the end of the life, you're gonna see that, and not your 2 years experience in this company that is not going to help as much. And that is where work-life balance also a lot of people talk about it. So very important to maintain that as well. So
I
these were the major learnings, I think, top of my mind, if I could tell. But these are some things that people should implement. Get out of comfort zone and focus on yourself more. Get introduced to new activities, right? And your goals. And I think I would love to add this point as well. It's a very famous dialogue from Three Idiots, right? Don't run after the success, run after excellence, right? So it is very, very well said, like, and I've noticed a lot. I've noticed with myself as well. Don't worry about the outcomes. One of the books I was reading, it was mentioned that don't over focus on your, what was it, your goal or your outcome. Yes, outcome was the word. So don't overemphasize on your outcome, focus on your process. So I think more enjoying the process, success comes the way. So we, Kamches, we are trying to help build that process, right? So
Yeah, I
this was
think
it. Answer.
one liner to this is that don't focus on the destination, focus on the journey. Right, a very
Correct.
plain, simple
Yes.
layman term
Yeah.
is don't look at the
Success
destination.
is a journey, right? It's
Yeah,
not a
success is a
destination.
journey, exactly. But
So
that has really, this conversation has really been an eye opener for me as well. So thank you for that. But before I let you go, I just have this last question to you, since we're at a podcast of level up. I want to ask you personally, what does the term leveling up mean to you in this particular phase of your life?
so I think to answer this question, Aditi, it is not just this phase. I think the
Yeah.
time you start your life, the time you ending your life, in that whole duration, you are leveling up, whether you know or you don't know, right? Even if you are like going on a job, a random job every day, every day you are leveling up, you learn something. Let it be like I'm traveling to my job. I might not learn anything in the job, but while I'm traveling, I learn something, right? So leveling up is at all the phases of your life, and but it is important that what is the need for you, right? And why we are bringing this platform level up is to make you realize that you are leveling up first of all, and then when you listen, you level up listening and getting those insights from us, right? what we are planning here is majorly getting as many people to talk with us, right? And as many great learnings as possible. I think everybody has a different formula to, how to achieve their goals. I might be a different mindset while telling you this. Somebody comes and tells you a different quote. So every mind, you listen to every mind, and then you adapt and learn from it. And you build that thought, you build your psychology based on that, right? So leveling up is coming with such episodes where we are bringing on people, getting you to a world where you are motivated, right? We all need a push at some point of our life, and I think that is what we are trying to do here, giving that push to you, get that confidence, and get that damn goal what you want to achieve. It's that simple, right? So level up is on that to level you up.
Great.
I think it's
So
just the U word in between. It explains everything.
yeah, level you yourself up. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. So thank you so much for doing this, having this conversation. It was really a great insight into what Calm Chase is, and I really appreciate the time that you've taken out. I wish you all the best for the Digital Detox program, and I am very, very excited to see what results come out of it. So we'll
great.
talk maybe once the program's over, the challenge is over. We'll see how many have come
Right.
out successful.
Absolutely.
Yes,
And like we know that it is going to be a success. It is
obviously.
just that people need to realize it. If people realize that is the need, it is going to be success, because no phones already is going to be a success for them.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
indirectly, that is going to be good. The only thing is getting people to realize it and then come do it, right? That is where we will feel the challenge, but we are definite that we will make it over.
Yes,
And we'll keep
sure.
you updated,
Yes.
and let's see how it goes.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
So that's it for today on Level Up. Hope we helped you. Stay tuned, stay curious, and we'll catch you next time with more fun from Country.